What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Game week 23 is drawing to a close. It's been an absolute nightmare for me. I have had, I think, so far, the worst game week of FPL I think I have ever had in my sort of 7 years of playing this game. It has gone so badly. Everything I could possibly have thought could go wrong has gone wrong, and so much worse. Dennis captain, we all know how that went. Then none other of my players have scored more than 3 points at time of recording, and that is only one of them with Fernandes. The rest of them have all scored 2. I benched De Gea for Foster, who I thought would have a double game week. Then Foster doesn't appear in the first game. I then have, of course, Dennis captain with a -2. I still have Jota, Trent and Ben White to play, plus Foster in the second game. This is being recorded at just before the 2 o'clock games on Sunday, so none of the 2 o'clock games have started. But I'm currently on 11 points, including my captain being on a -2. So things have gone so well, I'm yet to have a single return apart from David De Gea, who is sat on my bench. But anyway, we've got to move on. You've got to forget these. If you don't laugh about these game weeks, you will cry. We'll move on and have a first look at the upcoming game week 24. Now, it is a long time until that deadline. However, we're just going to have a first few transfer plans because game week 24 is when we expect Mo Salah to be back from the African Cup of Nations. There are also a few players in my team that I'm not particularly happy with the way they are performing at the moment. Now, up on screen is how I am lined up for game week 24 at the moment. A 3-4-3, Cancelo, Reguilon and Trent. So Reguilon comes in for that Southampton at home fixture. De Gea in goal. Fernandes stays for the time being. Jota, Bernardo Silva, Bowen in my midfield with Dennis, Watkins and Cristiano Ronaldo up front. My 2 Arsenal players away at Wolves have both been benched, with Johnson and Foster also on the bench. Now, as I mentioned, the first player that I think I would like back in my team is, of course, Mo Salah. Now, I initially planned to do Bruno Fernandes up to Mo Salah, but now, however, the slight change in system makes me wonder if I want to sell Fernandes. I could sell Ronaldo. However, anyone who is aware of the press conference that went on, and we'll go on to it in a little bit more detail, Rangnick has hinted that there could be a double game week for Manchester United in game week 25. So I may not want to sell Fernandes and Ronaldo, but they're the only routes that I have to get Salah back. If I look at elsewhere in my team where I could make transfers, Bernardo Silva, I'm not happy with at all. Dennis, I would quite like just to get rid of. Not because I don't think he's a good option, but because of what he did in game week 23. Watkins, I plan on keeping for the time being. Jota, once Salah and Mane come back, I'm not quite sure how much we'll want to keep him for, but I think he's more of a wait and see. So Bernardo Silva, maybe Odegaard because they have blanks coming up, and Dennis are also on the chopping board, but my initial plan was Fernandes or Ronaldo out in order to get Salah back in. Now you can see down below me, I have 2 free transfers because I did roll my transfer last week. So although game week 23 was such a disaster, at least I have 2 free transfers next week. So before we look and we get the official site up, let's have a quick look at what Rangnick said and how that could affect the upcoming transfer plans and game week 24 and 25. So up on screen now, we have that press conference quote. It's about how we can win the game against West Ham, then the cup game against Middlesbrough, and then Burnley, playing Southampton and Brighton at home. This is where my focus is. Now, if you look at the bottom and see their fixtures, West Ham, Burnley, Southampton, which he mentions, but then it goes to Leeds and Watford, and Brighton at home is actually the fixture that Manchester United still have to be rescheduled this season, which makes it seeming that Southampton at home in game week 25, which has a free midweek after, seems to be that they're being spoken about having Brighton at home put in after that. So if that is the case, I won't want to sell my double Manchester United if they are now going to play Burnley and Southampton and then Brighton in the space of the next 2 game weeks. So I'll have to bear that in mind and see how I get Salah back in, or whether I even do if there is a double game week for Manchester United. But with that in mind, let's have a look at some potential transfer plans, get the official site up on the screen and start clicking through. So those potential transfers I can make, let's start off if I want Salah in. Fernandes to Salah would obviously be the way that I would go if we just take Salah out there, Fernandes out there and put Salah in his place. It would be the obvious way to make that move. Now I am slightly short, but I do have 2 free transfers. I could do Odegaard down, I could do Reguilon down. Reguilon to Luka Dean frees the money up. Odegaard to a cheap option like Ramsey of Aston Villa frees up the money. I could also decide if I wanted to keep Fernandes and thought Ronaldo wasn't worth the money, I could do a double move, for example, like this, and get Salah in instead of Odegaard, and then get another forward up front. For example, Broha could come in, who's a nice cheap option. So if Salah is a player that I do want this week. I think either Fernandes will go, or I'll take out Ronaldo and do 2 moves with Odegaard, who does have a couple of blank game weeks coming up. I have also looked if I could sell Jota and Bernardo Silva, but I am just short of doing that. I wouldn't have quite enough even to get Ramsey and Salah in. If I wanted to have Salah, Fernandes and Ronaldo, that is completely impossible. So I have to decide which of those 3 players for the next 2 game weeks I don't want if Salah is going to be back available. But let's have a look, if I don't go for Salah, what other moves I could do. Because if Salah's back, it's straightforward and Fernandes or Ronaldo will go. But if Salah is not back or I don't want him, it does allow me to do maybe a little bit more with my team this week. So 0.8 million in the bank. Odegaard could still go, but he was benched in my team for this week. So I don't particularly think it's necessary transferring out, although they do have a couple of blank game weeks going up. The other one that I'm really not happy with is Bernardo Silva. We take him out. The only issue is none of these cheap options in that position are scoring any sort of points at all. So if we go and have a look at sort of midfielders that are on form, let's say at the moment, that are under that 8.3 price point that we're looking at. Harrison of Leeds, I don't really love him. I could go Rafinha, but their fixtures coming up are not that great. João Moutinho, I'm not going to go there. Saka and Arsenal, they have blank game weeks. Buendia, you've got there. Maddison, all their fixtures are really quite difficult. There's no one that I really like. Coutinho, but I've already got Watkins as well as Buendia, so I don't really want to double up on Aston Villa unless they have a double game week. So at the moment, Bernardo Silva looks like he's just going to stay in my team until I find someone that I actually want to replace him with, because I don't really need to downgrade him unless I wanted the money for Salah. But if I'm not getting him, then Bernardo Silva may just end up staying. I could go and free up money elsewhere and try and get Foden in, for example. That's possible, but I think we'll wait and see on that because I do need some money. Regulon has a nice fixture this week, so I could do it. There's nothing that really stands out for me. I feel like I'll be making a transfer for transfer's sake. Now, Dennis could leave my team and 6.9 million if I wanted a forward. It's not a great choice if we look at them. There's sort of Sargent, we're not going to go there. He scored practically the only goals he's going to score all season. St. Maximin, Wood in there, but the Newcastle fixtures and just the way they're playing is not good enough. I don't really want to go. I don't like them more than I like Dennis. Broha is cheap. Mopai's in there, but it's not really worth a transfer. So I'm kind of looking around my team thinking, where on earth am I going to make a transfer? Now, if there's a double game week announced, then I may just look to target a player that I would want for that double game week. I could just downgrade Foster, who we don't know if he's going to come back into the team, and just save a little bit of money, which would help me get Salah in. I could downgrade Ben Johnson or upgrade him to a Wolves defender. I think right now that's probably the most likely move. I could just go Ben Johnson to 8 Nori, for example, of Wolves and just use one transfer if I don't want to go and get Salah in, and I would still have money in the bank. So those are a few transfer plans ahead of the upcoming Game Week 24. Here is how my team looks at the moment, but I do have 2 free transfers, so something is going to have to change before the deadline. I think there are enough little things that I could do. No wholesale changes I want to make at the moment, but all eyes are on whether I want Mo Salah for the upcoming Game Week 24. Let me know in the comment section if you've got any questions, thoughts about your team. Let me know how your Game Week 23 has gone. Has it gone as badly as I've done? If you've captained King, if you've captained someone who's not a Watford striker and you've actually got some points for your captain, let me know that in the comment section down below. Good luck in the rest of Game Week 23 if I don't see you. There'll be plenty of videos, live streams between now and the Game Week 24 deadline, which does fall about 2.5 weeks after Game Week 23. So plenty to come. Enjoy the break if you are going to have one. Let's hope for some points in the remaining games, and when Watford do play, let's hope that Foster either starts and saves a penalty or doesn't play at all and I can get my De Gea off my bench. If you have enjoyed, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course turn on notifications so you get a reminder when I go live and do streams, when I do videos, all of that. Good luck, and I'll see you all again very soon.